Hi everyone, today we're going to be working on the hood, side panels, and valance surrounding the engine. Hi everyone and welcome to the channel about kit cars and other car topics. If you like what you see, please subscribe, hit the notification buttons below, and share with others if you could. I want to first say I appreciate all the well wishes and everything. Last 6 weeks or so has been pretty brutal, and I'm happy to say that things are going okay. And I'm actually hopping back into the garage, and not only was I sick for a little bit, but also I've been waiting on Greg to come up because working on these side panels and getting the hood and everything aligned, there's just a lot of variables, and I wanted to have someone with me. It's a little difficult to do by myself, and I think it's one of the hardest parts of the whole car to do, bodywork wise. If you think about it, like with the doors, which I think is pretty hard, you have a solid body, and you just have to cut in the door to something that's solid and doesn't change. But with the front end of the car, the body is solid, but the hood could be moving around. The grille could be moving around, all different things, plus it's curved. This is also curved. Then you have the valance, which could go anywhere from here to here, and of course the hood could go anywhere depending on where it is. And so it's just a lot of variables to try to dial in. So for these next few videos, I'm actually kind of making them a little bit more, I don't know what you call it, long frame or whatever, to where you could kind of see a little bit of the trials and tribulations and some of the conversations me and Greg are having, and how many times I have to take on and off the panel, and all the little micro cuts and adjustments and all the different things we're doing. And I do that pretty solid for one panel. And then the next panel, I kind of go back to my normal format of, speeding through it. But on that video after that, in the second panel, I do leave a lot of commentary afterwards, talking about what else do I need to do, how am I going to approach it, things like that. And I'm doing this because I think, it's the most difficult part of all the body work, and so people could either learn from it or understand what they're getting into and not want to do it, in the sense of give it to someone else to do or whatever. But I just thought, educational wise, I thought it'd be the best thing to do. So that being said, let's take it over to me and Greg putting on the first side panel. Yeah, and it's long back here too, which is weird. They didn't cut this part.
Yeah, see, I think mine came like that. They started way along. You can almost see the little end down, like they're just lifting real big.
And, well, I guess that just.
Well, we got room. Yeah, make sure we're here. Yeah.
We're against the wall, but there's definitely a gap on the inside.
Back a little bit.
I could trim the back of the inside. You know what I mean? The flange going back.
Right.
Is hitting.
Right, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to go. Yeah.
And then of course we've got to deal with the hood. And throw the hood on to see where that's at. So
Yeah, honestly, I ended up cutting them off. I can check. You got your hand on it. Yeah, he's thick.
Right.
The hood don't want to go over, won't let it suck in or enough. All kinds of stuff there,
Right.
The way to do this too is, so you're gonna want to take, and all we gotta do is we want to mark this up here where it touches the edge of the grill, or where this flange is on the grill,
Right.
at the bottom. And then take a piece of poster board or cardboard, once you remove, so mark it here and here. Mark it here and here with a piece of tape.
Okay.
And then create this angle, or that, it's kind of curved like that.
Okay.
With a piece of cardboard, where you just keep trimming it, and then lay it down over here and draw it.
Okay.
Just.
So we probably want to get this back in fit first. is
Once
that
you
the
get
deal?
back into fit first, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll do the front.
It's weird how this whole thing folds over a little bit. Like the whole bottom folds over, which is kind of what's causing, if I push this in,
Yeah, see where it's touching enough.
yeah.
It's right there.
Well, yeah, but it's also touching, see, you see the flange coming up at the
Yeah.
very bottom?
Yeah,
And then it's hooking in, and that hooking in is kind of touching. It looks like we almost, I mean, we can try to do this by hand, but we might have to do some cardboard back here.
that's the way to do it, to be sure, you know?
Okay.
Is you mark it, you know, right where you want it to be and just create a template, you know?
Alright, so you want to switch sides for a second?
Grab a piece of tape here. And what we'll do is I'll mark it here, kind of here, and then we'll,
Top drawer behind you.
cut it hundreds of old masking tape now.
Yeah, so it looks like we could probably.
Not too bad, you
Do you want me to leave this on for now or no?
You know, if I were you, I'd cut the off, because the hood ain't gonna fit down over
It's
there.
not.
But if you just cut it here and cut it there, leave that little tiny step in it.
Okay.
Because you know, what I ended up doing on mine too was ended up spacering it off, you know, to get it to fit or whatever. I put those little 90s on the back side here and just, you know, put something behind it, but pretty close. I wouldn't do that with the grinder. Let's hand cut this. And it's just a little bit radius more here, you know, we'll kind of cut the line out. Ain't too bad though.
I'm used to using the wheel.
All right, okay, well, you know, I mean, obviously you're doing good with it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, I would mark it here where we want to stop, you know? So just radius it a little bit from there to probably right here, huh? Just put a little bit of, just kind of remove that line.
Mm-hmm.
And then just right here, I stop there. Just cut that little bit of an angle there.
But am I doing a little trim across the whole thing or no?
No, that I would yet. I would leave that to hand. You see, you got a pretty decent gap.
Right, but doesn't this has to be against the wall, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah, we went back that up. Yeah, so just cut a little more here and then I think I do this first
Okay.
and see what happens. You go ahead and cut that out.
Sure, I'll take that out.
You know, and do this, leave a little bit of room here, you know, maybe cut that kind of a little bit of an angle or something.
Okay.
And then backslash cut here, right?
Yeah. So I took that crown, that edge that was going over on.
Yeah.
I think that makes a difference.
Yeah.
So, still need to cut this back.
Yeah, just because that step down there still gets you.
Well, I think, a little bit needs to be taken out this hole.
Yeah, we're still big, yeah. Well, for a start, that's good. Go ahead and remove the line then now,
Okay.
I'd rather just go a little baby step at a time. Yeah, if you remove that line, and I would stop removing the line, right? Well, yeah, stop just a little bit above kind of where that mark is.
Okay.
And then I'd rather fine tune that by hand.
Okay.
Like with a DA with some 80 on it then,
Okay.
I'll start brought my DA because we can just go a little. And we got back up a ways yet, so.
Yep.
We're not too bad here, just, I don't know if is your cutoff wheel or whatever, you can fine tune like that real good or?
I think so.
Okay.
I could do at least one more.
Yeah. You know what you're doing with it, so.
I'll try.
Yep, that's all you do.
There's a little notch I gotta take off.
You want your side of it now, isn't it? Yes.
There's a little notch right where your finger is.
Yep.
But besides
Not bad though, man. Let's do that by hand.
Okay.
Let's take that long block I've got. Get the garage door here.
Big one on top. So, getting closer. Needs to bow in a little bit. How much of a gap do you think?
Like that. I
Yeah.
think that's alright.
Does this need to be closer to that?
It's pretty damn, it's kind of funky right here. But
So we just need to open it up from
let's get a piece of tape here.
here to here.
Let's just make the line that we want now.
Sure.
The good thing about fiberglass, it's not the end of the world if you cut too much off, you'd rather not,
Right.
I need another tape line here.
Yep.
Yeah, because she backed up a little more now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can even start it. down
Yeah, I'm
here.
gonna lower down a little more.
Which, that flange is there too, so we have to,
Let's see where, now it's just kind of a little tight all the way because it backed up.
right.
Now we kind of got. Pretty good there. I figure we need a little bit here,
Yeah.
just a little curve.
Oh, there's a knot there.
Yeah. Just a tiny bit, like I'm gonna just kind of mark that to feather, I'm not gonna cut it back that much. Just a little more up here, and pretty good.
Yeah, almost a different angle here.
Yeah. Kind of hard to tell, but there's questions too here.
How's the things lining up back there?
This is good here. This
Yeah,
is lined up,
okay.
just barely out of whack. I don't want to walk up and cut this down to the tape here, I just want to mark it.
Do we want to push this in more? Just right here?
Yeah, I think, let's do that, huh?
Okay.
And we'll get it like that, and that'll leave you, you can fiddle fuck around with it. Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's call that good. Let's tape it here.
Okay,
And that leaves your room to sand it a little more,
right.
Getting ready for your paint, but that's not a bad fit. Okay. Maybe tape it right here too. Yeah. Oh,
I got a heavier tape if you want.
yeah. Well, we'll be okay for the.
I'm gonna get one big one on here.
There's here. I'll come in a little bit.
Sure hope so.
Yeah. Otherwise, your fault, not me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. These marks are the back side of the. Yep. And we'll just make sure to leave the line, you know?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
way we get them.
I'll gear up.
Yeah, I've sat like that forever. Everybody goes, how?
So I went a little wide on the bottom because the line's a
Yeah, that was jaggy.
little squirrely. How much?
And just back it up to. Right to there, not over. We're still pretty big here.
So this still feels,
That should be lined up there when you shove back, right?
it seems like there's more to cut from here to here.
Okay. It's
But-
all right, yeah, it hangs over just a tiny bump right here.
Yeah.
Not bad. We're still real big here. I'm not gonna try to sand that yet. See, we got it well ahead of my mark there. Back that up. All right, let's redraw this line here with our template again.
Got it?
I'd rather just be reassured each time.
Because cutting that curve's a pitch with a flat.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's why we got the box on.
Yeah, we're pretty hung up over here.
You mean on that? Yeah.
We just need to,
Oh, you know what, has happened also is, see that, that angle shank, I picked this up a little more to squeeze it on in here like that. Just going in now, there. We're pretty good still. The line, cut the line out now. Yeah, cutting stay on this side of the line won't let it quite get in there yet. So maybe we'll just fatten this up a little bit here.
so what I'm worried about is I'm feeling an 1/8 inch or maybe even a 1/4 inch here.
Wait, overhang?
And so if we look at this, if
Let's
this
see.
comes back,
No, we don't wanna make this gap too big yet.
yeah,
Well,
take a look at this.
let's go back to there, yeah, 'cause we wanna make sure we're,
It looks like there's a
Close
straight
up, right?
line from here that could go.
yeah, that gap needs to get widened up, but is it holding you from moving forward or not? Let me get a piece of tape, have you trim that a little more. Actually, yeah. Let's trim this first.
That's gonna screw this other side.
Yeah, because if it backs up a little bit more, we don't want to draw that line too wide at the front then. That's not a lot. We could probably sand that. Let's hand sand that.
Okay.
You're okay there at that time? Were you?
Well, no, it's still, I mean, feel it, it's a pretty big,
Pretty big step there.
yeah.
No wonder why we're not going back. It's getting held right here. See, it's this. So we need to cut this step out of it too.
Okay.
And here, from there. I'll knock it out with that man walking. Yeah, it might not be able to back up much more over that radius fucking piece right
You want me to
there.
cut that out?
Might need to.
You want me to just do this for now? And then we'll hit it?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. And we're gonna get a little more accurate
Sure.
with each step here. Yeah, that's the trouble right there.
I mean, it's still better.
Oh yeah, you're real close here. Now what's the gap like?
The gap's really good to about, I don't know, when you're pushing on that. Decent, but I think we're still,
Yeah, we're tight now. Not bad though. Now we can back up a little more. We can cut most of that. Just round the edge out. Let's do that. It's not dragging. I think what's causing you the problem is that brake line is keeping it from coming back.
okay,
And what I did on mine is I cut it out here.
oh, okay,
Go do that. Just cut part of that out.
uh-huh,
You know, you want to leave a flange, but just put an opening here.
okay. You want to try bending it?
Try that too, you know. You know, as you steer, that all changes it. Let's hang something on there and just try to bend that. We'll bend it some.
How small, how big?
You know, you got, see if you get crescent wrench or pair of pliers that'll fit over it and just grab it.
Too small? You want some
I
bigger?
don't know, that might, it's gonna take a whole lot. It's not very hefty, it's. See what that does. That's gonna change it.
Yeah, that's pretty big difference there.
Yeah. Get back to our now.
No, I see what we're hitting.
See that?
Yeah,
Just down there at that flange, I would shorten that up a little bit.
just take half of it off.
Yeah,
Okay.
cause it ain't bad to have something there, you know?
Sure, is there
But-
reinforcement?
That upper part of it though is touching.
Okay, let me do that. Yeah, that kind of went in a lot smoother, huh?
Yeah. I'd say it's dead flush now.
Yeah, that's looking pretty good.
Yeah, what you
It
get?
still needs it, well, there is no gap at this point up here.
Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
I think that's where it needs to be though.
Yeah, I would say that's good.
And then we can create our gap.
Yeah, see what, we clear here real good everywhere.
So how does that feel over there?
No, we're
Is this,
right on, I think. Yeah, it's dead on the money. See, you're probably backed up to the top here now, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So I would just relieve this a little tiny bit with a sandpaper block.
okay,
And let's call that good, because this gives you room, you need to sand it some more with 150 and that,
sure.
and getting ready with it. It's pretty straight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need to back up anymore. Slashing, yeah, it's right on. Let's just while it's here, let's do this.
Yep.
Still need to cut that line out. Cut the paint line off of it there.
This looks like it'd come back a little bit. No, you know, I didn't cut this yet.
Oh, okay, that might let it come back a little more, but you still, see, when you push that in, it might not hurt to relieve that a little more. See, this is touching here, it slid in, so whatever we want for gap, we just need to make now.
Okay.
I think, let's do this with tape. We got a little bit there. So we need to, up here we need a little bit, and that step zone right there.
There's like gaps that I put on the hood might be a little bigger, but.
Yeah, well, we can widen it up for sure.
The gaps on the doors are pretty freaking big.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this fiberglass, it does expand when it gets hot. Shit, we gotta leave room.
I have the 1/4 inch pinstripe tape, or whatever.
All the fine lines, yeah.
Yeah, I found that.
Yeah.
Good?
Yep. Yeah, and up here, what we want to do is, gotta remove a little bit more from this inside than what we do everywhere else.
Okay.
This needs to kind of follow that same,
So is
that would do that.
this gonna be by hand, or
Yeah,
do you want me to chop another?
yeah, well, I don't know. And cut this off here, leave that, I don't know if you can find one, if you
Yeah, I
can do
can
that.
fix them now.
Okay, yeah,
But you're going up to the tape line no matter what, right?
right, let's go to the tape line, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't forget to remove a little of that back.
Yeah, I'm
Step
gonna do
there.
And I relieve this there. Maybe we should relieve that brake line.
You're gonna need to do that, because this, need to cut this,
Flush?
yes. Need to cut it flush there and cut a, I'd cut a 45 on this, just
Okay.
to do it anyhow. Yeah, flatten this out here, that,
Yep. 500, 642.
yes. There we go.
Do you think I need to put some air vents or something in this thing?
Have you got any kind of a heating issue with it now at all?
No, it's rock solid at like, I don't know, 195, something like that.
What's wrong with that? You know, you'll find out when you drive it with them on there. I did that on my first one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of that.
Yeah, it was,
Chrome louvers that come from Moon. The problem with it was, now you got all that engine heat that's sitting right here, right in the window. That car gets so mother hot you couldn't stand to be in the thing.
okay.
And I think that had to do with them louvers, you know?
Okay.
Come here, look at this.
Uh,
See, we're,
yeah.
so it's not gonna hurt to relieve just a tiny bit more from here.
Yep.
Or here, it won't go in though because of this here. See,
Okay.
I cut that off on mine too.
Okay. Well, we'll probably have to because of the hood.
Yeah, it's gonna be too
We might have
wide.
to do some modifications on this whole thing because of the hood.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, I would cut that off.
Okay.
And see, it's this inside edge that's actually making the problem. You
So
just
I need to cut it.
cut it
here?
along that line there, yeah, cut there to there.
Okay.
And let it go on in. And then it'll go in too far, but you put spacer under the bolt then, you know?
Right. I told you the original color I wanted to do this car was Tangelo Pearl, right?
Yeah, yeah. But she,
There's only room for one of us in town. I think I'll do the van. Tangelo, be cool.
For whatever reason, we need it. Well, something's funky here. Well, not really. But see, it doesn't, it's not coming down. Well, now it's this lip here in the way. See, it's touching there. We got a gap here, it's because it's touching here. could relieve that by removing this back to here.
Cut it in half?
Cut back, yeah. Well, come back.
Take that whole thing off?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to pull anything or anything. You're going to be boiling here most likely. Yeah.
Alright, so keep it flush?
Yeah, just cut it all the way.
Alright.
Especially I was sending that Larry guy that bought that first 33. That was when we were test driving it around just the chassis without any body on it.
Yeah.
And then he was all jazzed. He sends me this picture here of all the.
Wow.
Had to redo my garage and make room for it. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
And then what you're going to need to do is you get around to it, go ahead and mount this.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you're going to do for the mounting with your spacers. This needs relieved a little more. Let's go cut that back a little more. I don't want these gaps anymore until you bolt it down.
Okay.
Once you bolt it down, because it might pull a little bit one way or another, because you already got a nice gap.
Okay.
It just needs a little bit of fine tuning.
Sure.
But attach it the way you're going to do it, you know, and then double check it, then tape it, mark it, and then you're ready.
So you think there should be like 3 screws down
That's
here?
what I did, yeah.
And then,
I didn't put any up here. I put mine. I put a couple quarter-20s in it here.
okay, just 2?
Yeah, that's all I did.
Okay.
And trying to lead.
And then if this is screwed in here, this,
And see, what I did was I fiberglassed a 90-degree metal piece on the back here, and
right?
came over and run 2 10/24s into the firewall.
What if I used it on that?
Be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, see, this needs relieved a little bit more right here,
Right.
but it's not to keep it in farther, it's just to make room, because see, when you're out, it's going to be spacered out, you just want to sanitary that up. But go ahead and attach it, you know. And I was going to cut it, where was I going to sand it over?
This?
Yeah, because that'll let it suck in some more. Then you can mount it, and it should flush up. You can spacer it. You know, once you attach it, then do your very fine tuning for your paint. Oh, you know another place that's in trouble is right here too. Yeah, that's one of the troublemakers right here. Cut this wrap.
Let's do that.
Get your marker here.
Alright, marker.
Yeah. I'll remove all this shit right here from here. That's what's causing it to teeter-totter. Way different. It's not leather up at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, leave it on or no
Yeah.
big deal?
Okay, leave it on. You see our gap's just a tiny bit wonky here, but
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be real easy for you to take that block with a piece of 80, just to
Sure.
widen that, make it match, but we're pretty good all the way up there.